Guys, if you are following Liberia TV Network, we are right here at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, where Colonel Kromah going to address the press on critical national issues. Keep following. I'm Princess Katie Counter here live.
I'm here because of welcome. AB is here to give us what is going to do because we have a national mandate and they are job to fight our war. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Today is a pleasing pleasure to be on the national stage, a stage where people before us come to speak to the country and all of our people around the world. So, the Honorable Minister and members of your cabinet, for us at the DEA, we've come to showcase what we've been doing over the time since we got hired by this dynamic president of ours. I'd like to introduce to you the folks that are actually doing the work. I'm just the arrowhead who's teleguiding the process. And so I take this opportunity and the privilege to introduce my Deputy for Administration, Attorney Cole. Right here. Attorney Cole is the Deputy for Administration. He's in charge of all of our administrative work. We've added additional assignment to him to review all of our cases, to take a big look at some of the cases that go to court, so as to strengthen our legal department. So he has double source responsibility. Now my man, my buddy is Mr. Hassan Fediga. As the big guy here, he is responsible for operations. You know, I'm not used to operations, so I love my operation people. So Fediga is the guy who is very present, who has a rate of experience and understanding of the field as we speak. He's responsible now to do a lot of work. After our budget, going through all the processes, Fediga will be traveling over here to go to the States, to go to a couple of other countries around, so he's got a lot of busy work to do. So we like to have the opportunity to introduce these folks. These are the guys we call the DA. Like I said, as you know, my name is Colonel A.B. Kromah. I'm the figurehead and the arrowhead. So it is again a pleasure to introduce my people to you. These are the guys that got me busy, and I got them busy more than anything else. I got Fediga running up and down the ghetto, and I'm begging the other people to put us some of these gloves, because to go to building and go to Zimbabwe is not a fun issue. So he said, well, I said no. And I saw him buying food in the ghetto. So that's the extent in which, that's the enormity of the type we had at the LDA. So we can't wait to get our new offices so we can just move from our cluster and we can have more time to do what we do best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have the enviable task today to address this podium. To man this podium with all that is happening at the LDA. Good morning, member of the press. You esteemed member of the press and fellow citizens in real land and in the TV land. We gather here to address a matter of utmost importance to the well-being and the future of our nation. The alarming rise of narcotic substance abuse among Liberian youth. Recent reports have shed light on concerning trends indicating that a significant number of our young people are involved in the misuse of experimentation of illicit drugs. This issue demands our immediate attention and collective action for which we have been called here today to address. Statistics and projections. I will drill you through the projection, through the statistic, so that we have a view as to where we are in our fight against illicit drugs and abuse. According to a report by the United Nations Population Fund, approximately 20% of the Liberian youth, equivalent to an estimated 1.1 million individuals, are currently affected by narcotic substance abuse. These figures are deeply troubling and underscore the urgent need for intervention. And I can assure you the budget that we sent to the budget that we crafted basically represents the enormity of this problem. And contrary to the views out there, we will take you the intervention, the procedure, the catalog to you, the steps that we've taken to address the issue of drugs, and the recommendations that we proffer for the people out in the House of Representatives, in the Senate, and our own executive branch of government. Most of our projections suggest that if left unchecked, the number of young and youth in our community entangled in drug abuse could rise to approximately 1.237 million. Within the next 6 years, in 6 years' time, we'll take from 1.1 to 1.2 million by young people in drugs. This projection emphasizes the gravity of the situation and highlights the critical importance of implementing effective measures without delay. Then I'll take you to the commitment of the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency. What is it we have undertaken? What we've soon to, what we decided to address as an agency. In response to this pressing issue, the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency, reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to combating drug trafficking and substance abuse within our borders. We understand the significance of this matter and are dedicated to undertaking honest effort to reverse and reduce the prevalence of drug abuse among Liberian youth. You guys sitting out here and made commitment to me, particularly, and to this government and to this president, that have used and considered drug abuse and the effect they had on our society and our children as the utmost important of his presidency. So basically, I'll take you to the recent operation that actually we got to achieving these objectives. Over the past week and months, the LDA has conducted numerous raids and law enforcement operations across the Liberia County. Now, first, I'll take you to the steps that we've undertaken in addressing the issue of drug addiction in our country. Now, we did a feasibility study as to where we are, where are we going to concentrate regarding the influence of drugs. First, we will get into reducing, but we have to now look at the trafficker, those that are bringing the drugs here. Before we start to enforce it, we wanted to take our time to first address the issue of trafficking. Those guys that are bringing it across our border, look at our distributing it in our border to start to go after them. Now, with those tactics and understanding, we decided to first address that aspect. And so we targeted people and places that are prevalent in the distribution process. So the western part of Liberia became our target. We started to go after trafficker. We could not go, unfortunately, we could not go across the border to places that have been earmarked to be the route and the place of concentration. We basically took the Sierra Leone part of our border, we took the Guinean border to actually address some of the issues with regards to coach that became the drug of choice for most of our young people. And then we took the Tramadol as the place, as a choice to that has become prevalent among our young people. So our progress basically was centered around those particular issues. And then we start to spread the little intelligence, the little means we had to go after guys who are distributing money. And because we didn't have any money, we didn't need any money in the budget, we decided to do things that were not monetized. We did not have cash to do it, so we started to do the resilience and the tenacity of the folks that we had at the leadership level. I called Federica, I told him, I said, look, we have to make progress. We have to now look at those areas that we can't get funding. Right now, we start to do a little bit of catch and buy, bus and buy. We started to do personal intel, and people started to come to us from society. So look, we know what the drug dealers are. We know who's responsible for Maserati, who's responsible for Bushwalking. We took those intelligence, we started to work on them, and gradually we start to get footing and get into that to reduce the influence of drugs. So we took a three-fold approach, reducing the supply in the market and dealing with the guys who are distributing it around here. After that, we also decided to go to the rehabilitation aspect of it. But to rehabilitate, you need a place to care with the folks so they can have the opportunity to actually go after the folks that are affected. We have two clients in this process. We have the judicial client and we have the rehabilitation client. Now, the judicial client are guys that we have to take to court, prosecute under the new drug law. And the judicial and the rehabilitation client are guys who we have to take to rehabilitation. And don't forget, we're also members of the President Task Force. We have to liaise with the task force to start to work towards achieving the objectives set by the task force. As we went along the process, we started to make our progress based upon that. And at the end of the day, we begin to look at folks that are volunteered to help us with this process. And that volunteerism basically yield a lot of results for us. We arrested a lot of folks, and the folks that we already have now in court going through the process of adjudication. And unfortunately for us, we could not go to the rehabilitation part. So if people say what the DAs have done, everything we catalog here has been placed within our budget so that we can address it and we can share with the press the budget, the line items that we place in our budget, that you can draw a line through and see exactly what are those lines are within the confines of what we said we are doing. And then when we're doing it, we can also ask you to come and check us. Go ahead and see the progress that we're making. Today, I can report to you that the coach, the drug of choice, that went to the slum community. Before we took over, it used to be $100 per wrap. Today, guess what? Because of the enforcement tactics we've adopted, has gone to $200. So for us, that's the barometer. That's the yardstick in which we can say, yes, indeed, we are turning the curve of deterrence. We're now putting up scarcity of the drug on the Liberian market to a large extent. And I can assure you, with these guys on my back, the drug epidemic is a war that can be won by the Liberian government. Now, to win this war, we must have the participation, the involvement of both the House and the Senate to actually win this war. What we've also done, we started to reach outside of the border. We got call from the new DEA director in Sierra Leone, the general, call upon us to have a conversation as to how we can make progress towards achieving some objectives for us. We made contact with him. He has agreed to actually work with us so as to achieve certain objectives. And he shared ideas. We shared our ideas with him, and he's going to be coming to our drug day in Liberia. I made a first visit to Sierra Leone to assess whatever they're doing, give them the intel, the information we have, so they can know exactly what we're doing on this side of the border. Because Push taking over Sierra Leone to a large extent. And because of that, they were appointed in general. By the way, we're still a general anyway, we're here with the general. But he is a general in the Sierra Leone Army, and he really wanted to tap into the strategy that we use to actually get in front of him without even the requisite funding. So I've been making that trip there along with one of my deputies to the Republic of Sierra Leone. So we conducted specific and special operations, which is something that the general took some interest in. Notably, the special operation led by Special Agent Clarence Clark in the Seaton community resulted in the apprehension of several suspected drug dealers, including George Obe, a Nigerian national who claimed to be a Liberian national. The brother known for his alleged involvement in drug trafficking within Liberia. He actually is the guy who credited the whole of Bushra Island to. And apparently since his capture and the vigorous steps towards these things, the price of push has dropped considerably. We intend to push forward after we have the budgetary allotment we have, so as to start to get some bad money, so as to be more intelligent, both inside Liberia and outside Liberia, so as to, then that will allow us to actually do a lot. And I imagine we are doing this much progress, that we have the requisite thing, requisite money. We also need an intelligence in Ghana, where most of the good ride for drugs, hard drugs actually coming out of Ghana on the high sea. We will be targeting, and that's why we've enforced the Maryland detachment, so as to be on the alert for it. Basically, substantial narcotic substance was seized from Mr. Obi's residence, which was displayed to most of the folks when he was arrested. Additional arrests of high-profile individuals such as my own cousin, Peace Benedict, and Ivan Colon further demonstrate our commitment to holding accountable those involved in drug trafficking in our country. Enhance inspection and risk assessment. In our effort to strengthen border security and prevent the influx of illicit drugs, LDA conducted inspection of transportation vehicles at the border side. That has been one of the targeted area we have in there. And the deputy director led the team in the border side area, and we basically successfully arrested a lot of drugs from the transportation that we guys put up there. A lot of them. And we have those in our storage here. And we found that some of the folks, we found that the folks to the court, and the court basically, once they go to separate court, we transfer all the drugs and the money to the separate court. And we went to somebody like I was in court yesterday, a preliminary hearing of the OB case, and one of the challenge that those guys put up, the defense lawyer said that the drugs and the money was not in the better weight of the court. I said, so I asked the guy, what does better weight mean? I'm not lawyer, but I mean just to get further understanding. So basically what within the confines of the court, which basically was not true, because we found that every drug within the court, there's a policy we said, once they go to the separate court, we want to trust the court, more especially Judge Willie that is at the drug court. I have explicit confidence in him. So we send the money, the drug, everything there to it, let people in the preview. And basically, so we took them out there and he's been having it. And now, individual arrested within these cases, just a little detail as to who we arrested. Recent arrests, including that of the suspect, Opa Kawi and suspect Marvin Morris underscored the effectiveness of our enforcement effort. Suspect Kromah COVID cases particularly serve as an example of our vigilance in detecting and spearheading individuals into the drug trafficking realm. So basically, that's the level of that is at the tail end of what we do. The bulk of what we've done, we've segmented the country. We will now put up a situation where Liberia become a big hub for these folks. So we divide ourselves. Basically, we start to address this thing on a regular basis as we went ahead with looking at the drug trafficker. And from looking at them, they will start to move over for their operation, taking them off the game. And I can report to you again that we've gone a little bit ahead of them to some extent with the budgetary argument now. If the budget actually asks for it, if that is provided for us, we can allow the press to be our witness, to be the people looking at what we've done, so as to make sure that everything we ask for this government will be accountable, will be represented in